Hello guys, thanks for joining this session. In this session we are going to discuss about Amazon Machine Image, that is called AMI. So guys, the AMI concept is pretty much straightforward. So to understand it better, let's jump into the AWS Management Console and discuss about the AMI. So guys, we are into AWS Management Console. If you remember that whenever we are creating an EC2 instance, while going into the compute and clicking on EC2, and here we were clicking on the launch EC2 instance. So in this process, we are getting a step where we need to choose the Amazon Machine Image, that is AMI. So here we are choosing the Amazon Machine. So now let's understand that what actually this AMI is. So basically AMI provides the information to launch an instance. So see here, it is providing the information like what this instance image is containing. So whenever you are creating instance using this AMI, so what this contains. So this contains like Python, Ruby, Perl and Java. All these things is pre-installed. So if you want to create your own AMIs, you can do that as well. So you can create the instance. We will go through the steps. What are the steps required to create our own Amazon machine images? But prior to that, we will look into the life cycle of AMI. So let's jump into a diagram and then we will discuss. So this diagram represents the life cycle of AMI. So it is telling that once you create and register an AMI, you can use it to launch new instances. You can copy an AMI within the same region or to different regions as well. When you no longer required an AMI, you can deregister it as well. So now let's look into the steps which is required to create our own AMIs. So let's jump into the AWS console. So the steps to create our own AMI is first we can launch an instance from the existing AMIs and then we will customize the instance. For example, if we decided that we are going to use this AMI, then what we need to do? We need to select this image and customize it as per our project requirement. For example, if we are building an image for our project where each developer machine must have pre-installed Redis and it has 10 developers, then in this scenario it is really very helpful to pre-install the Redis application within the existing AMI. We will save it as AMI and that AMI will be used by the developers. So whenever they will create an instance, they will find that Redis is pre-configured. So in summary, creation of AMI is 3 steps process. In the first step, we need to select the existing AMI and we will create an instance of that particular AMI. Once first step will done, then in the second step, we need to configure the created instance with our required configuration. For example, in this case, project team will install Redis application on the instance. Once it is being done, then they will save it as AMI and publish it to the community AMI. You will get an option over here. There are certain communities AMIs which you want to use it, you can use it. So the same way they can also publish their AMIs so that developers can use it. So now let's jump into the creation process. So first step, we will come over here into the quick start and here we will select the AMI to create an instance. We have selected it. Now we need to click on configure an instance details. We will come over here and here you can provide that whenever you are creating for AMI purpose, you can do it. Either you provide the bootstrap. On that time what will happen, that it will install the required applications at the time of creation of instance. You can do it by this way as well, or you can create an instance and do the installation of required applications after launching it. And once done, you can make a copy of it. So in this example, just consider that we are going to launch this EC2 instance and just consider that we have installed the required applications. For example, we can provide a tag over here, whichever tag we want to provide. Name, suppose that web server. So click on security group. We will keep it as is. Now we will launch it. So this is the EC2 creation process. Once we create this one, then we will get an instance and on that instance you can configure your application, which I already mentioned. So here we can create a new key pair and we can tell that AMI demo. So once it is being done, we can download the key pair, save it and launch the instance. So it will create an instance which we have already seen this process. Now you can go there. you will find that pending state, but it will create. Now it is being created. Now consider that you have opened the instance and installed this application, whichever the required applications, and close it. So now you want to make a copy of your instance as an AMI. So to do that, first step you need to do, you need to first come over here and stop it. So you need to come here, click on stop. Once it is being stopped, then you will make a copy of this instance as an AMI. So now it is being stopped. So what we need to do, we need to come over here, click on actions, images, create image. So here you need to provide the details of the image. So we will give it a name called AMI demo, and if you want to provide a description, you can provide it. We will use the same one. One point to remember over here is that if your instance is encrypted, the same thing it will return. So that means if your instance is encrypted, you will get the encrypted option over here. But if your AMI is not encrypted, then you will not get this option. So you will get the not encrypted option over here. So our EBS is not encrypted, that's the reason it is giving us the not encrypted. And here we have a provision to add new volume, so you can use it that way as well, but we are staying intact with this demo with the given options. So now what we need to do, we need to click on create image. So once it is being done, then we will get the copy of that image in the AMI section, and here you will see that the status is pending, that means it is creating it. So this is being created now. Now let's look into the act. You can launch the instance from this AMI from here itself. One thing, if you want to make it public and private, then you can come over here and modify the image permissions. So guys, this is what I wanted to demonstrate you in this session. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Take care.